All right, so welcome to After Hours, and this is the project we're working tonight is DOM 1. So they give us this content, which is site content, and this is kind of like the JSON that we need to plug into the index HTML. In the original, this is kind of what it should look like at the end, but it's not what we're going to be using tonight. I'm not sure why they really included it. I guess in case you want to reference it to where things go, you can. So I'm assuming that's why it's included. So, but we are working from index HTML. Going here, you can see the links. Let me start my live server again. Might have to remove some data. Okay, let me go down and remove this. All right, we're gonna cut this out for now.
Can everybody and anyone do that? What you just did?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you have a Mac. That's right.
Oh yeah, this is Mac. So, but yeah, anyone can use live server. It's available on VS Code. There's npm out there as well, package, live server. So there's a few different options for live server that you can use. I like this one just because it's easy.
How'd you open that again? What'd you do?
Yeah, so I close out of it. Let's see. So I just go to it's an extension that's in here, right? So extension, it's called live server.
Oh, okay.
So you install it.
Oh,
and then once you do, it'll show down here if you're on a page that can be deployed in live server, and then you just click on it and go live.
Got you. Okay.
The npm package honestly works just as well. Sometimes I have issues with the live server in VS Code, so there's multiple out there to choose from.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, our links don't have values. Our H1s don't have values. So our job is to use this data and make it happen.
Right.
So let's talk about how we can do that. So we know that we can enter things through the DOM, right? So we go back to your JS file and we look at the example, which I deleted. Let me put it back. And I think I did modify this example a little bit. I thought this was a little more straightforward. So we grab the logo. We say document.get element by ID, and we know there's a, let me get rid of that, class of, let me see, where's it at here? Okay, there we go, logo image. So for that one, we can use get element by ID. It's just gonna return that one element. And then we know the source is where we want to tell it which image to show, and site content nav image source, and that's right up here. It's in the site content, it's in the nav, and then we set to image source, and that sets it to image/logo, which is right here. Cool. Any questions on the example?
No.
Got that.
Okay, cool. So the next thing I like to think about is where, I know all this stuff has to go in the HTML in the document, so we need to enter that. So we can start with nav, let's say. And so we can call it, say, let nav links, right? Because we don't, it's not exactly nav. We can say equals document dot, what'd you guys use for this one?
Query selectors, okay.
Yeah, like query selector all. I think it's a good one for this one. And what can we choose? We can choose nav space A, right? So we say nav space A. And then we can verify this by, we can just say console log nav links. You say we get node list 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Awesome. Now, nav links could be anything, right? You could name it anything like menu or whatever, nav, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You can name it whatever you want to. Exactly.
Sure, variable.
Okay. You just call it links if you want. But yeah, go ahead.
So I used get elements by tag name. Would that have been acceptable to use, or was it supposed to be select by query?
You can use get elements by tag name, that's fine because there are no other elements here that use A. So yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. Just keep in mind if there were more elements that had the A, you know, it could potentially mess things up elsewhere in your site. So that's why I think query selector is a bit more specific, right? Because we can say which ones do we want to select.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's perfectly fine for this assignment. Cool. So now that we have them, what do we want to do with them? So we know that we go in here and we have the links. And the first one, we have all these different, this is object, and we have all these values and that we can choose from. So the one we want to choose is we want to change the text.
Right.
And I say just use text. I think it's an easy one to use. So we can say nav links and select the first one, right? Text.
We're going to capitalize your L.
Oh, thank you, sir. That would totally break it. Equal. And what do we want to set to? We know we have site content.
Site content.
Yep. And then we can say in bracket notation because it's JSON, right? I mean, we can do this, right? So this is, we can say .nav, and then we can say nav item 1. That's fine. You can do that. So do you guys understand why we can't say .nav item 1?
You said it'll break, right?
It'll break because it's JSON, right? It doesn't really understand dashes and numbers when you combine like that. So the rule for JSON is if it's more than just like one word, put in bracket notation and say nav, what in quotes, just like it is up top, nav item 1. And let's see. Let me think if this should work. This should work. Let's go check it out. Awesome. There we go. We have services. And this is just the first one, which is going to be referencing this right here in the nav.
Right. Services.
Okay. Any questions about that one?
I understand right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll keep pushing forward. So you can use a for loop, but you can also, for this example, you can just say, you have 5 links, and we'll go back, towards the end, and we'll see how we can do this with for each. But this is perfectly acceptable for this. And change this to 1. This would be 2, 3, 4. Right.
Those are the classes.
Oh,
no. Actually 6.
Okay, got it.
We need one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. There we go. 5, and we will. This is perfectly fine for tonight, but we'll go back at the end and we'll see how we can use for each to do that, because there's a way. Cool. So we have all the different links displaying, and I believe this section would be considered complete for now. Let's see. Awesome. Any questions on that so far? Cool. So the next one is the CTA, which is called action. So let's go look at the HTML, see what we're working with. So we have a class CTA, and then there's a div, then there's H1, and there's a button. And then there's the image, but we already know that, okay, so yeah, we need to change this image as well. Cool.
Right.
Awesome. So what do you guys think is the best way to, well, let's do this. Let's say, index, say, what do we have? How'd you guys handle this? Then we'll, because I mean, there's like 10 different ways. I'm just trying to think of the most concise way. Because the less code you write, the better it's for you, right? 1 second here. Here.
Section CTA.
Let's see here. There we go. All right. I have an idea. Let's do, I'll just call this one. I'll just go back here. CTA text equals document. Query selector. Let's see.
H1.
Yeah, I think there's only one H1, right? Let's see. Yeah, so we can say CTA text, then H1. That should work. Space or dash. That's dash. Cool. And we can verify this. We can say console log. And we say we get the H1, which is right there, and exactly what we want. Cool. And then how would I go about changing this text?
CTA text.
What, CTA dot text content? Oh,
Yeah.
text.
Sure.
Text content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
text
What's that?
content.
Mm-hmm.
I think text is easy. Equals site content.
You just talk, yeah.
And use these if you get these auto completion, use them.
Yes.
Dot
Whatever it is.
Dot CTA.
Dot CTA.
And then bracket H1.
Let's see. Well, for this one, we can actually do dot H1. That should work. No, that didn't work, did it?
Didn't work.
Yeah, you got to put it in the bracket. It won't work. It fails.
Because it's H1.
Yep.
Good catch.
Where is it?
Interesting.
I had to do bracket for the CTA too, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to. I think that should work without it, but let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Inner text. Okay. So let's talk about this.
I remember you mentioned that inner text.
So I believe inner text is going to be the one you want for this one, just because it's the text that's inside the H1. Let me see here. I think you go say, interesting, huh? You can also use inner HTML.
Inner HTML.
Inner text, I think, is probably the better choice, this one. So I guess text doesn't work for all of them. It worked in the nav link because the nav link has a text attribute, right? H4 apparently does not, or H1. Cool. And just for clarification, you could say .cta.h1 like that, and it still works. And you can do that because why? Because it's one word and it's one word, right? So whichever way you like, but when we got main content, not going to work, right? So just something to keep in mind. In this case, it did work because it's only one word. And the moment you throw a dash, it's like, I don't know what it is. Cool. Any questions about that? Let's go down. So next we have the button. Let's go just like that. So we can do the same thing. We say let CTA button equal document, query selector, and we can do the same thing, .cta, and right.
I think you have to have CTA text in there.
Where at?
Oh, you did. Nope.
Oh, yeah,
like
you're
you did
right.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, technically, I think it would still work otherwise because it's still in the CTA. But to be more specific, CTA text would be more specific. CTA button.
Oh, okay, because the CTA is the parent.
So you see, we do have access to the button, so that's exactly what we want. And now we can say CTA button dot inner text. This one will be inner text, I believe. Use your autocomplete. Set that equal to site content, right?
This way you can do dot CTA dot button.
CTA button.
Get started. And
it's starting to make sense.
It's kind of got the CSS because because it still has the CSS. So we didn't do the CSS here. That's coming from the CSS file. So don't think that I put this hover effect because I didn't do that. I just put the text in there.
Right.
Cool. Any questions on that?
No. Surprisingly, no.
All right. Cool. Let's keep going. So we got that done. So now we got this image, right? Mm-hmm. So how can we select this image? A few different ways, right? We can use one that we haven't used yet. We can say we can use this one. Let CTA image equal document.
Document.
How about get element? Oh, where's my get element?
It's the first one.
By tag name. Oh, there we go. I don't want the S though. I just want get element by ID. There we go.
By ID. Oh, okay.
Yep. So this will just grab the only element by the one ID because by virtue of ID is only supposed to be used one time, right? Otherwise it'd be a class.
And then we select the one that we want.
And what is the ID? The ID here would be HTML.
I believe it's CTA dash image.
Exactly.
Image.
Question: Do I need a dot here though?
No.
Exactly.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Because we're using get element by ID. Now, if we were using a
selector,
query selector, what would I need?
You need a dot.
Oh,
hashtag.
You need
the hashtag. Yes.
Hashtag. Yeah.
Good catch.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch.
Also, I think it's just IMG there, Mike.
Oh, good catch. Thank you. All right, cool.
Yeah, I love the question.
To this one here. So now we can just say log ID structure with the console log, but it's actually a nice little trick because now you can say log CTA image. It'll actually save you a lot of time in the long run. Cool. You can see we actually have the image, so that's exactly what we want.
Right there. Yep.
Yep. So now we can say, now that we know it, we can delete now. So we can say CTA image. What?
Dot.
Set attribute.
You can use set attribute, but I think there's an easier one.
Source.
Yeah, just do source.
Oh.
And what do we want to set to?
Site content.
Content.
And let's see. Yeah, this one we can say .cta, and then in brackets. I think only double quotes work. If you try to use single quotes, I don't believe this will work. The image source like that. Okay, well,
There's a question. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Where this source, the SRC that you put, what's this pointing to?
What's this? Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So let's console log. Let's do this. Let's say
Remember, you shorten that.
oh yeah, thank you. Let's see image.
Okay.
Let me do this, but let me see. I want to see if I can. .dir, is that what I need? Let's see. No, that doesn't work. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see how I can see all the attributes.
I don't know if you'll be able to see the attributes of it. You can just, with the dot source, it's closer to the source equals image.
Yeah, might not be able to, but if you go down here, we can see it on here. So there's a attribute on each item, right? So we can see source. This one might not have it because it's a link. Let's see, we can do console log. Might not be one. But there is a property on the image that's source, and so that's why you can update it. So that's where that points to.
Okay. Okay.
Which there's definitely a way, I just can't think of it right now, how to get that to pull up so we can see them all.
Okay.
But each image is going to have a source attribute on there, so you can definitely update that. Any questions on that? So we can see here, there's our image. Awesome. And the DOM is awesome. All right, let's see. So we got that done. So I think this section, aside from the stretch goal, is pretty much done at this point. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go to the next point, which is, let's go back to your index. This kind of guides you where you want to go. Let's go to the main content. Okay, so we have features H4, features content, about content. So we have all these different things. Okay, let's go look at the HTML. Actually, I'm going to do this side by side. Might be a bit easier to see. There we go. All right, so if we go down to the main content, we know we have a div. Inside the div, there's text content, and then there's H4 in a paragraph. There's another text content. Then there's a middle image, and there's bottom content, which kind of repeats the same kind of format, right? Yeah. H4 paragraph. It just bottom content is a separate class.
Right.
Where if you guys, remember back on this project, the reason why we had to have top content and bottom content because there's 3 versus only 2. So we had to change the width of each div. Cool. So let's go here. How'd you guys tackle this? Or what do you think is the best approach to tackling this for the moment? Let's see here. Okay. What if we just set all the H4s in that div, and then we just set all the paragraphs separately? I think that might work. What do you think? So if we said let headers, main headers, or right, something like that maybe. I don't know. Equal document dot query selector all. And what can we use here? We could say, let's see. What do we have here? content, right? And what are we looking for? We are looking for the paragraphs. Does anyone remember how to get the paragraphs following a class?
You just put a space, right? Space
P?
paragraph or P. Sorry.
Isn't it?
Where's that?
I believe that work. Let me see. We might have to make a minor modification. That might work. Let's check it out.
You're not gonna console log it. Remember, you.
Oh, we want H4.
Yeah.
You say log. Oh, so we get 4 H4s. Let's make sure they're in the right place. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, and 5. Awesome. Yeah. So that does work. All right. So then we can do something like this. We can write the first one, and we say main header H4 and 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to use for this one?
Can we just use text?
I don't think text will work for the same reason why it didn't work above.
Oh yeah. So enter text.
Yeah, inner text or inner HTML, but you can use inner text. Sure. Equal site content.
Site content.
We will have to use brackets for
H4.
all of this. Oops. Main content. This would be features, right? Maybe we just want it a little bit bigger so it doesn't wrap like that. There we go. Cool. And let's go check it out. All right. Well, let's see. That's the paragraph. Why is it doing that? Let's see.
I think if you change content to H4.
Oh, features H4. Okay. We need that, right? We were just selecting the wrong thing. Oh, there we go. Awesome. And then save a little bit of time. You can, we know we have what 5 altogether, so we can say 1, 2, 3, 5, and then change this, 3 and 4, right? And then let's see what the other ones are named. Features H4, about H4,
services.
So about products. Okay. So
product vision.
So the first one is, let's grab 2 at a time. We can remember 2. So we got about H4, and the next one is services, right? Okay. We got services down here.
Services. The
next one,
products.
Products. And the last one?
Yeah.
Let's go look it up. Vision.
Visions?
The vision of visions. I think it's just vision H4.
Vision, yeah.
Cool. And there we go. We got all the H4s.
What? I don't know why products is undefined.
Oh, why is that undefined? Do we name it?
I think it's just product. I think we put products.
Oh, did we put products? Okay, let me get rid of that.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
There
Cool.
we go.
Awesome. So yeah, pretty simple, right? So what do we need next? So we have the H4s, but now we need what?
We need the paragraphs.
Yeah, we need the paragraphs. So you can just do let main
headers
content. I don't know. paragraph,
Okay.
something like that. It doesn't matter what you call these. Just as long as it
Right,
makes
right.
sense, right?
Right.
Equal, and you guys can use a query selector all for this one. I think it's a good choice. Query selector all, and when the time runs out, I'll post another link, and then we can start talking about how to refactor some of this potentially. Query selector all, and what do you guys want to put for this one? Ooh, not that.
Text content.
Yeah. Main content and then paragraph, right?
Why is that one
Okay.
main content, but the previous one was text content?
Yeah, we can use text. It doesn't matter. You can use either one.
Okay.
Yeah, text content. We can use it. Yeah, I mean, take your pick, right?
Yeah, I was just
because-
curious.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So we got that, and following the same pattern, right? Because most of what you do in code is pattern. What do you guys want to do?
Through the main content. P index 0.
We use inner text, or you use inner HTML? Just C.
Yeah. Equals site content.
Let's see here. Content. Main content. Is it's not give me all the all the stuff I
Yeah,
want.
features.
It doesn't know yet. All right, so let's see. Features content.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. Work. Let's see what we did. Main content P. Features. Check it out. Features, that's right. Features.
Features.
Main content. Do we have that?
The main content. Features.
Okay.
Content.
Let's do this. Console log. Main. Let's do. I guess I do that. Log. See, we got the right thing, because we might not, and we don't. So we're not selecting the right way. So let's see what we did wrong. Let's go back to, and I see it. Do you guys see it? You can see what I missed?
Was it text content?
It's right, but it's wrong because I forgot the dot.
Dot.
Ah.
So,
Oh,
you know,
because we're using, yeah, that's right.
when you're trying to do something that isn't working, think about console log in it, and then think about, is it defined? If not, go back and look at your query and make sure you got the right way. But now we got it. Cool, we got 5, which we expect, so that's good. Cool. And then here we just do that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, right? And then we just say, we know this can be about content. This can be services.
Product. Business.
So it gets a bit easier once you get going, because you have product core, and then features, vision. So we got to make sure it's all right. Cool. We get that, but we're missing the image. So we know we have to go back and change that image. So we could just say let main content image. You guys cool with that? Let's go back. What do you guys want to use for the image this time? So we have a class and we have an ID. Wow, we have both. Take your pick, huh?
Class.
Cool. Document dot get element by.
The class name.
Yeah. Only catch here is like, what's get element by class name? Is there a get element by class name? No, it's a get elements by class name.
Oh yeah.
Middle image. It's gonna work because there's only one middle image, right?
Right.
But just remember, like get elements, it's only grab. Let's see. You can log main content image. So that should work. Let's check it out. Cool. And we get HTML collection with the. But see that maybe that's not the best way, right? Because if we do that, now we have this HTML collection. I don't know if we really want that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think it's better. It's just gonna be a lot easier on you if you say get element by ID, right? A name. This work? Get elements? No. Just by ID. Now we get just that image deck, and there's no, HTML collection we have to deal with. We know there's only one middle image, so I think it's the best choice.
Okay.
Cool. And then we can say, someone walk me through this.
Main content image dot source.
It's gonna kick us out here because Zoom is awesome like that. I'm gonna post a link. Just kick out.
What source equals
Beat the timer. Let's go. Site content.
site content.
Let's see what. Where's it at? Where's the image? Oh, okay, there it is. There, I see it.
Middle image source.
Dot source.
So main content and then image source. Let's check it out. Boom. Cool. Good work, guys.